Welcome back to We Have the Energy. Bruce, those girls have lots of energy hosting provincials right here in Fort McMurray. But, you know, there's lots of teams that are hosting provincials right here in the Oil Sand City in the weeks to come, and it's going to be pretty exciting.
It sure is. You know, the Fort McMurray Minor Hockey Association has done such an incredible job of elevating their status again on the provincial stage now, really attracting a lot of teams to come to Fort McMurray. You know, no longer are we just simply a dot on the map. We're a destination. We're a place where teams like to come. They love to compete. But really, you know, you have to speak to the volunteerism here in Fort McMurray, and that energy, that whole vibe, and everything that they do is just first class.
Well, we say we have the energy. It captures the spirit of who we are, what we do, and how we do it. And wow, do we have lots of volunteers helping out this weekend and next weekend, the weekend after that. So we're kind of becoming the provincial capital, but we don't want the legislature here because we wouldn't want to ruin a good city, would we?
Well, we're a fantastic city, but we'll take it if it comes.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, though, Bruce, we have to talk about the Oil Barons. They're in the hunt for the AGHL Championship, and of course, you're the color man for CJOK. And I have to ask you, the game last night against Sherwood Park, of course, the Barons won 6-0, but wow, there was a lot of other things going on last night.
Yeah, that game almost turned into a little bit of a rodeo. For sure, it was very much a penalty-filled event, a lot of passion, a lot of determination, but full marks to the Fort McMurray Oil Barons last night. They were drawn into a lot of after-whistle antics. They outclassed their opponent, I believe, and really showed that heart and soul that we've come to know from the Fort McMurray Oil Barons.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Gord Thibodeau. Of course, they're down in Sherwood Park, and you know, this weekend is going to be an exciting weekend and tough competition. And also the president, Len Clark. And in fact, we're going to try to have both Len and Gord on the show. And of course, Bruce, we've talked about going into the dressing room before a game so folks can see what goes on behind the scenes. What do you think that's going to be like?
I think it's going to be very enlightening to people to see exactly what happens in the dressing room behind part of the game preparation, how the players go through certain rituals and traditions and superstitions. I think it'll be a very entertaining segment indeed.
Now, as a coach, did you have any of those rituals? Last guy on the ice, first guy on the ice, you know, some of those things. And some of the players, you know, do some of those things.
Well, the first thing I would do, Guy, you know, I did have a couple, and one of them was take number 13 out of the bag immediately and dispose of it. That was my biggest thing.
But now 13, lots of players actually use number 13.
And it shocks me even today.
Well, I have to say, though, the Barons this weekend, there's no question, Gord Thibodeau and the Oil Baron organization, they are really ready to perhaps win an AGHL championship again.
Couldn't agree more with you, Guy. You know, this is a special team and a special season for sure. You know, you look at the way the team has all come together, the synergies there. They truly are just a shining example of what we strive for when we put together a hockey team, and they represent our community so well on the provincial stage.
They're fantastic ambassadors, and of course, we're proud to say we have the energy because it really does show the energy of our volunteers and also the energy of ambassadors like the Oil Barons who travel all across Alberta. And let's hope that maybe this year they'll be at another national championship. And as coaches, we don't want to spook anything, but they just have to take every period, every minute by minute to make it happen.
Yeah, and I think you'll see that. I think the coaching staff has done just an amazing job of preparing these young men for exactly that challenge that lies ahead of them.
So you have to appreciate, of course, CBS television, they actually go in, you know, and interview on the bench. So Bruce and I are going to be doing our We Have the Energy show in the future during the playoffs, and the tension is pretty thick. I know as a coach, never really liked television cameras around, but Gord Thibodeau said, no, I want the fans in Fort McMurray to see what really goes on behind the scenes that really no one has ever seen before.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just an outstanding segment. So looking forward to it. I think the fans and the spectators will really get maybe a view of the team that they're maybe not used to seeing before. I think it'll be fantastic.
Well, you're watching We Have the Energy. We hope you have enjoyed this small and short edition of our show, but Ringette, provincials and minor hockey coming up in the weeks ahead, and of course the Oil Barons hunt for an AGHL championship. I'm Guy Boudelier for Bruce Ferguson saying we have the energy in Fort McMurray.